All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing CodeHS webinar. Today's webinar is Practical AI Applications for Students. And I am going to go ahead and put the link to the slides in the chat. So you should see them there. And as new people enter, I will keep putting that link in because it does not persist. So you'll see me popping that link in quite a few times if you're here early. The other thing I wanted to go over with you is this is a webinar. It's a webinar setup. We do have the Q&A available, but it looks like we're going to be a small group today. So let me see if I can just allow everyone to use the chat. Let's see. Everyone and everyone. Okay. So we are just going to use the chat today. So if you have a question or anything like that for Kim or for me, you are more than welcome to put it in the chat. And then if you do not have a CodeHS account, I'm going to put that in here for you as well. There you go. So you can sign up for a free CodeHS account if you don't already have one. And on the next slide, we are going to do a certificate of completion, like an attendance link. And so in order to use the attendance link, in order to get it to work, you do need to be signed into your CodeHS account. So again, if you don't have one, you can use that link to sign up for a free account. And then I'm going to put in the link for you to get your attendance certificate. And your attendance certificate will automatically be emailed to you. And it's in the chat now. It says certificate of completion. So a bunch of links right off the bat for you. You've got the slides, you've got how to sign up for an account, and you've got that certificate of completion link. I'll give you just a minute to get all that taken care of. It's a lot. Kimberly, if you want to move to the next slide, I can talk about that while they are navigating those links.
Absolutely.
So if you are new to CodeHS, if you haven't been to our webinars before, we are a comprehensive platform for teaching computer science. We are now in elementary school, middle school, and high school. We are K through 12 web-based computer science curriculum, which means for most of our courses, almost all of them, you don't need to download anything to your computer. Students don't need to download anything, and you would have access to all of the curriculum. We also offer professional development, which is what you are doing right now. Thank you very much for attending. Lots of free professional development, and I'll give you the link near the end of the webinar for you to be able to see what other free professional developments we have coming up. And then, of course, we have lots and lots of amazing teacher tools and resources to help teachers teach computer science and learn computer science. So we try to have everything that you need to make it super easy to teach computer science to your students. And you can go on to the next one.
Or did you want that one?
Yes. Let me just click. Okay, there we go. Some of the tools we have are instant feedback. So if you're looking for something that maybe grades for you, we do have auto graders that will grade much of the work that your students turn in. Of course, you can also grade the work by hand if you would like. And then we have grading and tracking tools. You're able to progress monitor with your students in our platform. So lots and lots of things to check out with that free CodeHS account if you haven't checked it out already. You can go on to the next one. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. It's Kim Ingraham Beck, and she is from Nebraska. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then she's going to get started on the tour of AI for you.
Hello, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. Yep, just like Robin said, my name's Kim. I teach in a rural/suburban district in Nebraska. I this is my 14th year teaching. My initial 6 years of teaching were actually as a high school instrumental music teacher. So I did band and orchestra and all those fun things. Actually, I loved it. But I then transitioned to computer science, and I had not had any pedagogical training in computer science. I'd taken some computer science classes in high school and had an interest in it, but that was about it. So when my district said, okay, go ahead and, go find curriculum, I was like, what? So CodeHS saved me, and I cannot say enough good things about them. They constantly are adding new stuff to the curriculum. They're adding new classes. They're making sure that it is cutting edge information that your kids need to know. So I highly recommend CodeHS if you're looking for any curriculum for your courses. So, all right, but yeah. So again, thanks for coming. We're going to be talking about some AI. So just quick I guess, bullet points. We're going to talk about very briefly how AI is just absolutely everywhere, which you've probably noticed. Some tools in the computer science classroom, some I have used, others that I think are good ways of using it. CodeHS actually has some really fantastic courses on AI already built into the platform. Um, sorry. I feel it's extremely important to also discuss the ethics of AI usage also within the classroom. And then we're going to just end really quickly with a look forward into the future. So first off, here's just a little list, but I am sure AI is absolutely everywhere. Everything, so it used to be everything was smart by adding web connectivity to everything. You have your smart microwave, you have your smart TV, your smart garage door opener, smart crock pot. Now everything is AI. Everything in our lives is going to have AI in some capacity. It's the new smart. So these are already ways that it's already been ingrained in society, even though we maybe didn't know about it. So a few terms that you might hear me talk about. AI is the science of making machines that can think and learn like humans. We have a large language model, LLM. This is a type of AI system that processes and generates human-like text based on the vast amounts of data. So that's your chat GPT. And then neural network. This is a computer system modeled like the human brain and is designed to recognize patterns and solve problems. So the neural networks is how when you like a video on Netflix or any streaming platform, YouTube, whatever, you start seeing things that are similar. It's starting to learn you. This is also same with social media algorithms. It's just starting to learn about you, what your preferences are, and what you like. That's neural networks at work. And then lastly, machine learning, sometimes abbreviated ML. It's a facet of artificial intelligence that teaches computers to learn from data and then improve upon that performance over time without programming. So we're going to very briefly show you one of a great lesson that I use with my students. So let's get into the computer science classroom. So biggest thing is prompt engineering. I was telling Robin a while ago, I had a coworker who said, as he's an English teacher, and he said, oh, I'm going to have my students do an activity with AI. So I'd love to have you come observe. So I did, and he had them type a prompt into ChatGPT. It was something like, give me a 100 or a 500 word essay on blank topic, and that was it. And he was like, see what a terrible job it does. And I was like, oh no, that's not how you use AI, and that's not how you do a good prompt. So using the power of using AI is really in the prompt. So what you can actually do, and I'll show you in just a little bit, I'll give you some time to play with some different large language model chatbots. But some of them actually have a way that you can customize your responses. So for example, if I'm using, well, all right, I'll get into that in a moment. Next, you need to be very specific and clear with what you want. So when his prompt was write a 500-word essay on blank topic, you're going to get 10 million different responses if you type it in 10 million different times, but more so, it's going to be very vague and not anything that you would have thought to do. So you need to be very specific, and we're going to do a couple prompt engineering tests. Use appropriate jargon. So simple. They can get confused very easily, so be careful with that. And then iterate. This is a big part. This is, I love this, just showing the power of computer science. The first printout it does is not going to be good. It is going to be terrible. And so you need to work with it. Say, you know, that was not a good part. Please add something about this. You gotta work with it. So you gotta give it feedback to make it better. And then lastly, you can specify the output if you want. So for example, you can do it in a list. A lot of times when I ask the chatbots to give me points, they'll put it in a bulleted list, but I wanted it in a paragraph. So then you just have to say, please rewrite this in a paragraph, and it will. Or you don't have to say please, I just do. I don't know. All right. So first part of prompt engineering. So select some kind of topic that you want to ask, and we'll play with this in just a little bit. But you want to, you know, so for example, if we take for loops, and then we'll guide our chatbot through the different levels of depth or creativity, complexity, and refining our prompt as we go. I also have found using large language model chatbots to create a prompt is very effective. So start with the basics, ask for information. So for example, explain what photosynthesis is, what are the causes of the Civil War, and then you should receive a very general overview or basic explanation. Then you want to change the reading level. So explain it like I'm a third grader, or you know, make the explanation of adding fractions more challenging for an advanced high school math student, stuff like that. So it gets a little more refined. And then you can also ask for alternate examples or explanations. So give me another example of how photosynthesis works. Give me 10 examples of how photosynthesis works. Show me 10 real world examples of using fractions and, you know, stuff like that. I realize these are not computer science specific, but just to kind of give you a general idea of how to use these topics. And then sorry, I got ahead of myself, asking for a real world example of things. I find this is really helpful for students because they maybe, if they haven't had any, you know, much experience using large language models, they may just say, write a 500-word essay. But here, working through them on these different things makes it a little more personable and a little bit better. So lastly, I found this raft prompt. So a role, audience, format, and a topic. So the role, so here we have a plant. Your audience is young students. The format is a story about photosynthesis. So I think that would come up with some fun examples. You could, anyways. So now that you kind of have an idea of what we're doing with prompt engineering, I want you to play. So we're going to take about 5 minutes, maybe not quite 5. But what I want you to do is I have a prompt here. So the prompt says, I am a high school computer science teacher preparing a lesson on for loops for students learning Java. You want to incorporate, or sorry, I switched from I and you. You want to incorporate hands-on activities using manipulatives such as dice, decks of cards, or other physical objects to reinforce the concept of iteration. It continues. Suggest engaging activities that help students understand how for loops work, including iteration control, loop variables, and nested loops. Provide a clear explanation of each activity, including step-by-step instructions, expected learning outcomes, and how the activity transitions into Java coding exercises. So that's a mouthful. That is a long prompt. So thank you very much, Robin. So if you can copy and paste that, if you're on the slides with us, each of these has a hyperlink to them. And this is by no means a comprehensive list of large language models. but you are free to use them and give them a try. ChatGPT does not require a login. Gemini does. I think Claude does. Magic School does. I'm not sure about Copilot. Oops, sorry. And if you haven't heard of this one took DeepSeek, kind of took the world by storm about a week or two ago. And then there's others out. There's lots of others out there, but I wanted to include DeepSeek just because it rocked the world, so to speak. So just a couple minutes. Try copying and pasting that. Sorry, I'll go back to full screen. I lost my chat. If you have any questions, I should have mentioned this earlier, but if you have any questions at all, feel free to put them in the chat, even while I'm speaking. I am perfectly okay getting sidetracked from the presentation and coming back. So not a problem at all. So pick 2 of these. So each one of these has a different data set that it's been trained on. And so it will give you a different answer. They may be similar, but they'll be different. I know you're working through that. I wanted to explain, if you've never heard of Gemini, that's Google's ChatGPT. If you've never heard of ChatGPT, you have. That's from OpenAI. Claude is from MIT. MagicSchool.ai is one that my district is pushing for us to use. DeepSeek was just released from China. There's a bit of controversy around it, but it's supposed to be it's supposed to take less resources to use than ChatGPT, but be better than ChatGPT. The controversy around it is because a lot of the developers of DeepSeek were found exporting very large amounts of the data from the API from ChatGPT. So there's suspicion that they just copied ChatGPT, but who knows? And then Copilot is Microsoft's. And again, there's lots of others out there. These are just some of the ones that I've used the most. Okay, so we'll take maybe 1 more minute. Anyone want to, we'll have a little bit of a discussion time in a little bit, but anyone want to share what they've found between using the same prompt in the 2 different large language models? No? Maybe people are still playing.
Could be. And you
A
can
little.
share in the chat too, if you just want to put in there which 2 you tried,
Oh,
maybe
sorry. Yeah.
which one you like best or why you like one better than the other ones. Totally up to you, if you can't unmute right now.
I frequently, when I'm trying to brainstorm, I will put it into the same prompt into multiple different language models, or large language models, just to see what ideas there are. I also really like Claude just because you get to see it thinking through the process. If you tried Claude.
I really like Claude with my programming and
Yes.
creating things like prototypes. But for my everyday use, I am using ChatGPT. Yeah. I've tried a couple of the other ones, but I think I just started with ChatGPT and now I'm kind of used to how that one works. And I know
Yeah.
how to do my prompts to get what I'm looking for, but I really need to try some of these other ones.
DeepSeek was getting hit by cyber attacks when I was trying to use it, so it was it was not loading very quickly, but I have some students who've used it who seem to like it. I don't know that they like it better than ChatGPT, but yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. I know you guys are probably still playing. I apologize. I'm gonna have you play a little bit more too. So next I want to show you generative AI art. So Mid-Journey is one of my personal favorites. But Adobe Firefly is a really, really powerful one. The reason why I don't like Adobe as well is because Adobe reserves all of the rights to the images you create, whereas Midjourney, if you're a paying member, you have the rights. And now that's a little kind of a gray area, just because you cannot copyright AI art right now. It is expressly like it's it's not a thing, it's not possible. But Midjourney allows you to use the stuff it created with your inputs in commercial ways, whereas Adobe Firefly is just kind of doing that. And then Dolly was has been integrated with ChatGPT. So if you have ChatGPT do any art, it's through that. And then, oops, sorry. The last one is Microsoft Designer. It used to be Bing Image Generator, and now they've rebranded. So the prompt for this one is actually one I used. My students thought it was funny in our Java class. Some student said Java the Hut. And so our mascot for our Java classroom was Java the Hut. So the prompt is create a logo for Java the Hut, a new mascot for the Java programming language. Make it look more like Java the Hut from Star Wars, but cuter. So, oops, here, I'm going to pop out because Midjourney is weird. You can access it through here. Oh, okay. So here were our Java the Huts. So we have an R2D2 looking one, and we have a Chewbacca looking one. I don't know. Not perfect, but I thought they were pretty funny. I don't know. That one's not too bad. Anyways, so this is Midjourney. It creates 4 images, and then you can say you want to vary it, or you can do some sort of remix. You can change the text, but same thing. Prompt engineering is crucial here. And with each generation of Midjourney, the prompt engineering has changed just a little bit, but they also have a prompt craft to help you craft your prompts, which I do appreciate. I am a paying subscriber for Midjourney, but if you have not used, oh, wait, that's Gemini, sorry. ChatGPT up here, we have Sora. Oh my gosh, I didn't even talk about Sora. But we have, here's Dolly, so that we can, did I copy? So go ahead and play with a couple of these. But yeah. Oh, dang it. Okay, I didn't think about that, but also kind of interesting that Midjourney had no problem doing that. Okay, well, so let me take off the last part. So I'm going to revise my prompt, and I'm just going to say, make it look cute. Maybe it'll like that better. They're snails. Okay. It went with the coffee instead of, all right, whatever. All right, so not perfect, but okay. Well, so let's have a quick discussion. What have you found out about prompt engineering? This could be just now, this could be with a coffee, I know. This could, so like I said, this could be on your own, prior use to this, or just now. What have you noticed about the prompts? So I noticed that Dolly would not do a copyrighted image like Java the Hutt, whereas Midjourney would. So
Have you noticed, Kim, if any of them are better at spelling the text that you want in the picture?
they all do it to some extent. But it's still like rolling dice as to whether or not it will be spelled correctly. I think Firefly was the best, I
Hmm.
want to say, from what I've used. Um, but yeah, no, I haven't. That's still something they're working on.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Anyone else? Have you found out anything about prompt engineering? Any tips that you'd like to share? Okay. Well, what models did you guys use and what did you like or dislike about them? So Robin and I shared just a little bit about ours. My main dislike with ChatGPT is just how outdated the data sets are. Gemini is my preferred one just because it updates it's been updated more frequently or recently. So for example, I was asking ChatGPT some questions about large language model prompts, and it told me like it used the term bard, which is Gemini's old name. So uh yeah, I mean it was still very good information, but it's just not. I In my class I had it ask who the CEO of Twitter was, um and it was out of date. I haven't asked recently, but uh that's why I like Gemini a little bit better. But Claude is really fun. I really like Claude.
Claude is fun. And I think Gemini is the one. Do you get free images with Gemini and not with ChatGPT? Unless you have the paid version?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I actually don't know because I'm a paid ChatGPT person too. I'm
Okay,
just giving away all my money to these.
nice.
Sorry. Maybe someone in the audience figured that out.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'll scan the chat.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, moving on. So what are ways teachers can use this in the classroom? I want to focus this a little bit more on students. But I did want to go through some ways that you could use it or ways that I have used it. Rubric brick generation or comparison is very good at those manipulative ideas. I did this with my Java class, is why I had you guys do the prompt. So just to, as we were learning loops, I wanted something tactile for them to, experience loops. And so ChatGPT came up with the activities because I didn't like what Gemini or Claude came up with, but I liked what ChatGPT came up with. Um, I've done like sample problems for warm-up assignments or bell ringers or exit tickets, project generation. Yes, it gets your AI, your creative juices flowing and helps you come up with ideas. Absolutely, yes. Project idea generation, I've done this. In my Java class, I know I keep talking about that, but that's the one that comes up right now. We have a final project and I try and leave it up to kind of the kids and what they want to do so there's, a rubric of things they have to include in their project, but the idea generation this AI has is really fantastic, generating test questions or even providing feedback on code. So, what have you used generative AI for in your classroom and or personal life? Go ahead and type it into the chat there. Most recently in my personal life, I've been getting ready for my garden. And so generative AI has been helping me plan my garden and companion plants and when to plant things and stuff like that. Parent newsletters. Oh, that's a great idea. You have a second job training advanced models? Oh, that's so cool.
I use it a lot to come up with activities that I can run in either a virtual workshop or else an in-person workshop. And I did hear that somebody uses it to plan their menu for the week. They like
Oh,
put in there what they have at home, couple of things, make sure it includes this, and it plans your menu so you don't have to worry about what's for dinner every night.
that's awesome.
So
Yeah,
I'll have to try that.
I saw a TikTok where a guy said, you know, we have people who are gluten intolerant. We have I don't know, I can't remember what all of it was, but it said also include a shopping list. And so it did the meals, it did recipes, and it also did a shopping list too.
Love it.
You teach virtually, so it's useful to help convert ideas. Yes, in person and online. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Gonna go ahead and move on, but feel free to keep adding to the chat. So the I don't know if you guys have used this, but I absolutely love Teachable Machine. Um, it's a great way to introduce students to training if you haven't done that before. So super quick activity. I don't actually know if I can use my webcam while I'm using my webcam. We'll find out. I can. All right. Okay. So for class 1, I'm going to call this thumbs up. You can see I've done this before. And then I'm going to hold a record and I'm just going to have a thumbs up. Okay. So I have done 113 sample images that have all been labeled as thumbs up. So now I'm going to switch over here. Ooh, okay. All right, there's a very little thumb. I'm going to delete that one. Okay, in this one, I'm going to call it thumbs down. I can spell. Okay, and now I'm going to record pictures of me with a thumbs down. Okay, that wasn't very many, but all right. So, without coding, all we've done is we've said we've categorized images into 2 categories, thumbs up and thumbs down. So now just with that knowledge, nothing else, we're going to go ahead and train our model. And so this allows me to kind of explain a little bit about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and this even allows you to add extra classes for these. Um, and then, oops, don't switch tabs. Okay, I'm not gonna switch tabs. Um, yes, yeah, I love Teachable Machine. Okay, currently it's 100% sure that I am giving a thumbs up right now, which is not great because I'm not giving it any thumbs. So obviously my data set was not a great thing to train it. So if I put a thumbs down, oh, it is quite confident this is thumbs down. Okay. What if I switch hands? Oh, oh, yeah, still pretty sure. What if I move my background? Yes, yes, maybe. Oh, it's not quite sure. Thumbs up. Oh, it's 100% positive. Okay. All right. So super basic, super quick, little tutorial. I'm sure you guys are playing right now, so maybe I'll give you just a moment to play. But I love this activity because there's lots of different uses with this. So I'll give you guys just a moment to play. If you have any questions about age groups, you may notice you did not sign in. There is no account for this, so it is suitable to be used by younger ages. All of the pictures that are collected here, you can also do videos, you can upload, you can do audio. None of it is stored. As soon as you close this tab, it's gone forever. So this is intentionally made to be used in schools, in my opinion. I don't know. I think so. There's no issues of FERPA or anything like that. And you can also export it if you do want to keep it. But Yes. So I highly recommend using this in your classroom, even just like a, I don't know, we have spring break next week or something, or, you know, half the class is gone. What can we do? Let's do this. I have a fun one that I did with a PD in my district. We had the first category were loaves of bread, and it was all images that we uploaded, loaves of bread. And the second one was corgi butts. And so we had images of corgi butts. And then I had training images to where it decided if the images were a loaf of bread or a corgi butt. And it was pretty good. So you notice that I had some issues with my thumbs down. Well, I had 112 images for my thumbs up, but I only had 71 images of my thumbs down. This also is a great application for talking about bias, because if I had a person with a different skin color do this test, who knows what it's going to do. Um, so getting or like I have a watch in all of my well, no, I guess it did work with my other hand with no watch. Okay. But anyways, if someone with like no nail polish were to do it, would it still give the same results? So it's all based on this training data, and so I like using that. Any a couple other ideas on using this with the classroom. I had a couple PE teachers in the PD with my district, and they were talking about doing squats and having the appropriate angle when you're doing a squat. And so they would have the kids train the AI of doing proper squats and then improper squats, or like the angle on squats, and then testing it. I also have biology teachers that are working on the different, oh my gosh, okay, like steps of, not mitosis, maybe? I can't, oh gosh, I don't remember. Cells. And so they're going to have different training categories of images of cells. And then the teachers are going to have the test sample, and then they're going to test your algorithm that the students did to see how similar or how accurate they are. And so they're just a couple of cool ideas from that. But any questions on Teachable Machine before we move on? Okay, so this training here that I've done with this machine learning model is going to be gone forever. So if I go back to that website, it did not, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. So let's hop back in. So where's my, okay. Oh, there. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some of the awesome courses that CodeHS has on AI. So there are 3 courses here, each are 20 contact hours. Oh, no, sorry. The middle school is 10. But so just a little introduction to AI for each of them. But then in the high school one, the applications of AI and machine learning gets a little more specific on how data can be used in the machine learning to create models. So I don't know, Robin, if you want to talk about them any more than that, or if
No, that's pretty good. I did put the links in the chat. If you do want some more information, you can click on the view units or the view syllabus. The button that I think has the most information when you get there would be the learn more, because that has the units, the syllabus. Sometimes at the bottom it has demos of some of the activities that the students will do. So if you want to check out any of these, learn more about them, I would click the link and then go to learn more.
absolutely. And if you are new to CodeHS, you can definitely just take like an assignment or a couple of assignments from these courses. By no means do you have to do the entire course. So if you have 5 hours, like a week, you know, or you want to add something in, just pick a couple of those. There is ways that you can customize the type of the number of assignments that your students see, and so you can just kind of pick and choose which assignments you want them to get. So, all right. So there's also a project catalog. I apologize if you can hear balls squeaking. One of my dogs just found a squeak ball and decided to come over and bring it to me. Okay, anyways, so these are awesome. I love these specific projects. So we CodeHS has done just like, okay, I'm trying to think. Oh, thank you. So I did not an AI one because I didn't know about them at the time, but last semester, right before Thanksgiving, there was a Thanksgiving themed Python project. And so I apologize. So I had my students do that Python one because it was just the day before Thanksgiving break. And so, a bunch of kids were already gone on trips. And then it was just a fun kind of different type of thing. So there's so many awesome projects that CodeHS has that are not part of a course, but just something you can kind of add in. So these are AI specific ones. So and this one down here, AI hallucinations, can you stump an AI? That sounds so fun. I like that. It's middle school, but still, I like that. Okay. Ethics. So in here, I don't know that there is a wrong answer. But challenges in AI, access to AI, in my personal opinion, AI is the next digital divide. If you're unfamiliar with that term, back when internet was starting to first get big, there were schools that were saying, oh, we're not going to allow our students to use the internet. They need to learn how to read, look in books and whatnot, which is not, wrong. But at the same time, their education level versus the schools that embraced the internet and said, here, kids, we're going to teach you how to use the internet, is drastically different in preparing them for the future. So in my personal opinion, it's the same thing for AI. AI is not going anywhere. Very first slide of the presentation was talking about how AI is taking over everything. So personal opinion, it's the next digital divide. Bias, there is a whole lot of bias with it. Oh, right here. So I was having, sorry, I just looked at the time. We have 3 minutes left, don't we? Okay. Anyways, so as I mentioned with my teachable machine, it has, if someone with different colored skin were to try and do my model, it would not be very accurate, most likely, because the training data was exclusively from my input. Similar, if I had a different shirt on, who knows what it would be. So, there's that. Okay. All right. Next, well, digital footprint, just more stuff being out there. Oh, accuracy. I skipped that one. Okay. It's not perfect. So I think I used the term hallucination before. That's when AI just straight makes stuff up. I did an example for a professional development I was leading where we did a resume for the president of the United States for one of the people in the audience, and it just made up all sorts of stuff about him, all sorts of awards he'd won and jobs he'd held. It just made it all up. So yeah, there's one high profile incident in New York where a lawyer used an AI tool to create a brief, and it referenced a whole bunch of things that were not real. So they're not perfect. Academic integrity. So this is crazy to me. So students are using it to cheat. That is a thing that's happening. However, Stanford did a study about cheating and found that the number of students cheating has not increased since the use or the advent of generative AI. It's still 70%, which is terrible. 70% of students are cheating, but 70% of students were cheating before ChatGPT. So yes, they've just changed the way they need to, or the way they cheat. So, all right, societal impact. I apologize. We don't have time for these. One quick quote. AI won't take your job. The person who knows how to use AI is going to be the one that takes your job. So I'm so sorry. I did not look at
You can keep going.
Okay.
For those teachers who are here, feel free to stay. Kim's got a little bit more that she wanted to go over. If you need to leave, obviously you can. I did put the survey in the chat, so if you do need to take off, if you could fill out that survey before you go, that would be great to give Kim some information, some feedback on her webinar today. But if you would like to stay, she's going to talk a little bit more, and then you can take the survey before you leave. So feel free to leave when you want to, but we're just going to hit a few more things. So
Yep.
keep going.
Sorry.
No
Okay.
problem.
Um, so jobs are already using AI. I've seen a whole lot of memes of people who work in the computer science industry and don't know how to do something in code. They'll just Google it. Those same people are now just using AI to help. They're using AI to do code, troubleshoot, debug their code. So your students using AI in your classroom is still kind of helping them for the future. So even though we think of it as a lack of academic integrity, that's exactly what they're most likely going to do if they go work in the industry, is they're still going to have ChatGPT write them code, or, help them write things. So I'm not saying it's okay, but that we need to help them use it. Um, so, yep, talked a little bit about that. Being able to uh, distinguish fact from fallacy is something really important. Um, so content writers, a weird thing I've been noticing on social media and news articles is that people are just creating fake things. So on Facebook, I keep getting ads for these weird looking recipes, and I'm quite positive AI created those recipes, and it just, I don't know, it's weird. So they're content writers is it's coming through. Um, okay. All right. These are some ed tech tools that you should check out and see. If you can do it, Canva has a great image generator built into it too. But all of these have AI integrated in some aspect. I did show you Magic School up above. Perplexity is not one I showed you. Brisk is so good with YouTube videos and actually creating a Google form with questions related to the video. Super cool. But yes, all right. So there's all these different ed tech tools that I highly encourage you to take a look at. And I forgot to go through with ChatGPT. If you click on your profile and go to customize ChatGPT, you can actually tell it what to call you. You can say, I am a computer science teacher, and then what traits should it have? I teach high school computer science. I want to, I want that stuff, anything else you want them to know. Um, but this is a way to customize it for you. So then you don't have to start your prompts. I am a high school computer science teacher, because ChatGPT will already know. So that's super cool. If you've not looked at the different GPTs that ChatGPT has, there are tons and they are super cool. So there's lots of computer science ones here and a whole section on education. So okay, those are the main points, I think. Any questions? Thanks for hanging on. Sorry, I'm holding you over.
I'll
Okay.
see if anybody has any questions. I'm glad you were able to show some of that other stuff. I haven't customized one yet for me. You think I would have by now, so I don't have to keep typing the same thing in, but I haven't. So maybe tomorrow I'll get to it.
Well, and I haven't either, but that's because I'm getting my doctorate also. And so I don't know, like I'm using it for like my garden, I'm using it for shopping lists, I'm using it for, I don't know, I'm just very different things. So I'm sure it would be okay to do it, but I didn't want it necessarily influencing things that isn't quite related. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just putting some links in the chat for you if you just want to even open them up and so they're open as a tab in your browser. I did put that certificate of completion just in case you didn't get it at the start. If you want to click on that now, you can. The other thing that I put in there was the link to the free PD. So if you're interested in attending anything else, we do have some good stuff coming up. You can see March, we've got 3 coming. We've got the APCSA FRQs, the CSP Create task, and then the APCSA exam and the CSP exam on April Fool's Day. Have fun. But anyhow, if you would like to join any of those, you most definitely can. And we add things to this link all the time, so maybe bookmark that and check back every once in a while. And then if you are interested in bringing CodeHS to your school, if you're interested in getting a pro account or things like that, here is the link for you. And that is it for today. I'm telling you, Kim, I learned so much. I'm glad I was able to attend this one with you. I
I'm
have to
glad
sign
you were
up
here.
for all of your events. You're always a
Thanks so
wealth
much
of
for
knowledge,
coming.
which yeah, thanks everyone for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Kim, thank you. And if we don't have any other questions, we will get out of here. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
All right, I think we look good. All right, you guys have a great night. See you later.